one of the all-time greats, Rick Barry, here on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Rick?
Rich, always good to talk to you. How you doing?
I'm great. What do you think of all these metrics like tracking speed and
you know what?
business?
My thing is, can somebody play? I mean, do they know how to play? Do they have a great feel for the game?
Yeah.
I think in life, you overanalyze a lot of things in life, and it's getting to the point of almost absurdity. I did something a while back and had a book that was out and doing something, and I did it with Jordan Cohn, who wound up working for the Miami Heat for a long time. And we did a total analysis of players. It probably was the most sophisticated analysis at that particular time, without all of the stuff being used with the technology today and computers and things of that nature. And certainly it gives you tendencies of players. But the bottom line of it is that smart players react to what the defense does. So if you're going to play me and you're going to make me do something else, I'm going to be prepared for that, but I'm going to react to what you do. That's why it's called defense, because you're on the defensive. If you're a great offensive player, it doesn't matter what the defense is doing, okay? It makes no difference what the defense is doing. I'm going to find a way to beat you because you have to react to what I'm doing. And if you just lean the least little bit the wrong way, all I need to do is get my shoulder even with you. I don't have to go by you. I just have to get you even with me. So this thing that I keep hearing about, this lockdown defender, Rich, I almost puke when I hear a former player saying this. I mean, did you guys feel it? That this guy felt that he got locked down sometime by somebody? Well, then you weren't a great player, because great offensive players who are scorers, who can shoot, drive, shoot free throws and all, cannot be locked down, period.
So what do you think of what LeBron's been able to do, age 33, in these playoffs, where he is now 2 wins shy of making the NBA Finals again with this Cavaliers team, Rick?
Well, I think he's playing great. I mean, he's the best three to ever play the game. 33, come on, your best years. Jerry West had told me a long time ago, I got to be good friends with Jerry West, and we have so much respect and admiration for Jerry and what he did, the greatest two until Michael came along. Said, Rick, 28 to 32 are going to be your best years. He was right. Those were my best year was right at the end when I was there. Well, LeBron's not that far past it. And with today's technology and the training and all of the eating and everything else, I'm sure that it's probably longer than that you can go as long as you remain healthy. So LeBron's really kind of like right there in the prime of the best years because of the experience and all that he has. The thing that he's doing, and I don't know if people really appreciate it, just how difficult some of the shots that he's taking with those fadeaways that he's making. He's shooting better than he's ever shot in his life. Still can't shoot from the free throw line, but he's making shots outside, incredible shots. I mean, seriously, this guy, I saw him in high school, Rich. When I saw him, and I said, oh, my God, this guy's going to be a great player. Just like when I sat with Jerry West watching Kevin Durant when he was in college, we sat there and said, oh, my God, what a pro this guy's going to be.
When you were watching him in Texas?
Yeah.
Huh. What made him look so great to you right then and there, Rick?
Because
obviously.
I'm going to tell you, the differentiation, and I don't know what the heck scouts are looking for. I scouted a little bit early on when I was that year. I sat out for the Oaks and stuff and all, and I saw a number of players they sent me out to. I look for one thing. The one thing I'm looking for: does the player have a natural feel for the game? That's the differentiation between a good player and a great player. A great player has something that you can never teach. I can teach you how to pass, Rich. I can't teach you how to see. I can't teach you to know that if I throw this ball right now in that little space between those two defenders and throw a bounce pass, that the guy that's running down the left side of the court is going to be in perfect position to catch that ball and take it to the basket. You can't teach that. You either have that feel or you don't have that feel. Then you start looking for it. Now, is he athletic? Okay, does he have a heart? What kind of person is he? Those are the other things that you look for. But first, that's what I'm looking for. I eliminate all the other people. I look for that guy. Then I'm going to find out more about him. That's what you have to do to use your draft picks properly, because in pro sports, 3-team sports, the major sports, it's about the players. Who do you draft? Who do you get in free agency? Who do you trade for? Then you hope you get a coach that doesn't screw things up.
Rick Barry, Hall of Famer here on the Rich Eisen Show. Mike D'Antoni says all the pressure's on Golden State tonight, because if they lose, then they lose home court advantage, and it's a best of 3 with 2 in Houston. What do you say to that, Rick?
Well, it's a nice thing to say, but it also is, if they don't win, they're going home down 3-1. I mean, so it's a double-edged sword that you're playing with here. Certainly, I think Steve said the right thing. I saw Steve's soundbite Yeah, well, he's right. We do. We've got to take advantage of our home court. I mean, that's the way it works. You want to win your games at home, and the Warriors did what they had to do because they didn't have the home court advantage. They won one in Houston, so now they just have to take care of business at home. So obviously, it's a crucial game for them. But in the Rockets' case, I mean, they're in trouble because if the Warriors win this one, then they for sure have to win their game at home, and then they got to find a way to win one still back in Golden State. So both teams are in a situation. This is a critical game. And it usually comes down to that situation when you play, that it's usually a critical game in Game 4.
Well, then let's talk about this. I'm waiting to see if Harden can just dominate in the same way that we've seen Jordan do in the past, LeBron, Kobe. I mean, I could go on and on. You've seen the greats all time. Brick, you were one. How can Harden step up, dominate, and get this right back to Game 5? The MVP
Richie,
of the league, do it tonight. How can he do this?
One player can't win. Not in basketball. Not one player can't win. He got 40-something in the first game, and they didn't win. CP3 got 20-something. They didn't win. You got to find out if the players can win. And what happened, those guys that played so well over there played on the road. They didn't do so well. You don't win by yourself. You win because you do it collectively as a team. Now, you may have to play at a high level to do it. And here's what happened with the other series, is that LeBron's teammates showed up, finally. Showed up for him. He didn't have to score 40 points for them to win. That's why they are 2-2 right now. And so now Boston has to go back and do what? In that series, it's the same thing. Each team took care of business at home. So now Boston has to take care of business at home. That's why it's going to be fun to see how it works out with a young team that hasn't had this type of not exposure, but experience yet to be in a situation like this. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they play and respond to this. But I don't know about you, but I can't remember watching playoff games at this level to see two teams, I'm talking about the Rockets and the Celtics, miss so many dunks and in-close shots to the basket. It was like somebody had the lid on top of the sucker. It was unbelievable to me. And it had a major impact for Boston trying to make some comebacks, and it certainly just killed the Rockets because they blew a great opportunity in this last game in Golden State. They may not even get an opportunity in this next game because of the fact that the Warriors came out and were horrible offensively in the first quarter. Yet the Rockets couldn't do anything. They were just as bad, if not worse. And so they blew a wonderful opportunity to try to get home court back. And you're not going to see the Warriors not show up like they did in Game 2 back at Houston. I was embarrassed by that, and I know they were as well, because that's not the team with the experience they have to go out and put a performance like that on. But even in that game, Rich, first quarter, they go 0 for 7 from threes, right? 0 for 7 from threes. Turned the ball over 7 times, and they were only trailing by 6 points.
So when it all comes down to it, Rick Barry, it just seems like we're all rearranging deck chairs once again, watching the Warriors do what they're about to do. If not tonight, then against whoever they face, LeBron or whomever in the NBA Finals. Is this good for the NBA? I know ratings are up, revenue's up, interest is up for sure, but there is a little bit of hand-wringing that the only way that the Warriors could be taken down is if they take themselves down due to some sort of selfishness and not wanting to share anymore and play together, or LeBron goes and joins the Rockets, or has Kawhi join him and they get another player like Paul George or something like that and create their own super team.
Well, here's the thing. You have to play the games. Okay, I lived it. I know what it's like. Okay, I played on a team that wasn't even supposed to be in the playoffs, and we won. The biggest upset in the history of the NBA Finals, bar none. And we were able to sweep a team that was supposed to sweep us in the finals. So I know what can happen. Anything can happen in sports, and that's why we're playing the games. Now, on paper and the way things are going, yes, everything that you said seems as though that's predictable, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen. The Warriors still have to go out and do what they do. I said this before this started. I said, if the Rockets play as well as they can play and the Warriors play as well as they can play on both ends of the court, the Rockets will not win. The Warriors will win. But that doesn't always happen. And we've seen that happen. We've seen crazy kind of games that have taken place so far. So it's going to be interesting to see which team can show up. And, Rich, the hardest thing for any athlete to do, probably people in any endeavor, is to remain focused during the time that you are out there competing. I, as a coach, can get you to play hard, because if you don't play hard, you know you're not playing. But if you're playing hard and you're not playing focused, you're a half a step late. And if you're a half a step late in doing things defensively, especially and all, you're toast. You're history. And that's what we're going to find out. Which team has the mental toughness to be able to remain focused for the longest period of time and play at the level they have to play? For the Rockets, if all three of their guys, and think about this last game, both times that they've won, Rich, they only had two of their top three offensive threats play really well and shoot the ball well. It was KD and Clay in the first game, and it was Steph and KD in the second game because Clay didn't have a good game. If all three of those guys are on shooting the ball well and they're focused playing their defense, the Rockets will not beat them. The Rockets have to hope that two of those guys are having bad games, and if the two of them have bad games, then the Rockets must play at their best to beat them.
Rick, always love our chats. Let's chat during the finals, please. Anything else going on in your life?
Real quickly. I have something that's helped me so much. It got me off of a prescription drug and all. Just go to gogyv.com, gogyv.com/rbarry. Watch the video, make your own decision. Money back guarantee, help your life get a little better. And the other one is a gift for anybody that's listening. If they want to get a $200 free travel discount rewards card, go to RICK24.com. RICK24.com. My gift to you. Enjoy it, and I think you'll save some money and have a nice trip.
You're the man, Rick. We'll chat in a week, hopefully.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
You got it. That's Rick Barry, Hall of Fame.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.